Hey there. So today we are going to take a look at the colorful karyotypes assignment. This assignment is actually going to be broken up into two or three parts. It's quite lengthy. So today we're going to take a look at just the first part, which is packet pages 73 and 74. And so what I've done is I have gone ahead and I have cut out those packet pages and I have glued them into my notebook. So packet page 74, I have glued straight down. And then packet page 73, I just took a piece of tape, taped it up here at the top to make a hinge so that both of these pages are together on the same notebook page. Okay, so that's all we're going to do in today's video is packet pages 73 and 74. Which is going to be basically part one of our colorful karyotypes assignment. So we are going to need a couple things before we get started. You're going to need a coin. So I grabbed a quarter, and then I'm going to need 4 different colored pencils, and I grabbed blue, red, green, and yellow. I highly recommend that you use the same colors as me. It's going to get a little complicated and confusing as we move forward. So when I refer to the chromosomes, I'll probably refer to them by their color. And if I say red and you're using purple or something, then that can get very confusing. So please try to use blue, red, green, and yellow. Okay? So now that we've got our stuff together, all our materials. So, do you remember those paint by color number pages you used to enjoy in preschool? Well, in this activity, you will create a colorful karyotype to show how you inherit DNA information stored in your chromosomes from your parents and grandparents. So, step 1, create a legend for yourself. Take 4 different colored pencils and fill out the legend on the right by coloring the circles with the colors you chose for all items labeled A, B, C, and D. Make sure to choose colors that are very different from each other. So that's why I've chosen the blue, red, green, and yellow. So I'm going to color A green, and I'm making sure I use colored pencils. I could even use highlighters to make it easier for me, but I don't want to use a pen or anything. All right, so A is green, B is red, C is yellow, and then D is going to be blue. There we go. All right, so I've got my legend now, or my key. So step 2, color in the replicated chromosomes from your grandparents below. So, right, paternal grandfather, right, paternal meaning, your dad's dad. So it's A. So all of my paternal grandfather chromosomes are going to be green. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to color all of these chromosomes green. And I'm going to pause the video here so that way you don't have to watch me color all these. And then we will be back here in 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm back. I have colored all of the paternal grandfather chromosomes green, right? Because it's A, and A is green. So hopefully you have reached this point, or if not, you can pause it again. But I'm now going to move on. All right, I'm going to do this for both, or for all of my grandparents. So I'm moving on to paternal grandmother, right? My dad's mom. And because paternal grandmother is letter B, I will be coloring all of these chromosomes red, right? And again, this is a karyotype, so I'm looking at all, right, 46 chromosomes. So I'm going to pause this again so that I can color my chromosomes, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I am back. I have colored all of my paternal grandmother chromosomes red because it's labeled B. I'm going to grab my next colored pencil. So my maternal grandfather, or my mom's dad, right, that's labeled C. So I'm going to color all of these chromosomes yellow. right? So there's my first pair right there is yellow. And again, I'm going to pause so that we can color each of these yellow, and then we'll come back together again. Okay, and so I have now colored all of my maternal grandfather chromosomes yellow. I'm going to move on to my last karyotype, my maternal grandmother. This one's labeled D, which is blue. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to color all of these chromosomes in this karyotype blue. Again, I'm going to pause the video so I can go through and color these, and then we'll come back together. And there I am finished. So I have now colored all four of my karyotypes for the grandparents, right? Dad's parents and mom's parents. So grandparents on both sides. Hand hurts a little bit, but I made it. So the second part of step 2, right, it says number the pairs from 1 to 23, left to right, top to bottom. The last pair is chromosome X and Y for your grandfathers, and your grandmothers both have 2 X's as their last pair. So I've grabbed a black pen, and basically what this is going to look like, right? Chromosome pair 1, right, is at basically the top left, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then 23. So I have now numbered the paternal grandfather's 23 pairs of chromosomes, and then I'm just going to go through and I'm going to do that again for the other 3 sets of grandparent chromosomes. And again, we'll come back together here in just 2 seconds. Okay, there we go. So I have finished numbering the pairs of chromosomes for all of my grandparents, right? Paternal grandparents and now maternal grandparents. So here on this first page, packet page 73, I've got all of them colored and numbered properly. So I'm going to move on to packet page 74. So step 3, color in the replicated chromosomes from your parents on the right by following your legend. So your parents received 1 copy of each chromosome from their parents. So, right, dad, right, the father, his chromosomes, right, came from A and B, right? Paternal grandparents. So here for father, right, the A and B chromosomes, the green and red ones, I'm going to color those in for dad. And then for mom, she's going to have C and D, which are yellow and blue. So I'm going to start with dad, green and red. So basically, all right, A is green. So all of the A chromosomes, which are basically be the ones on the left, those are all going to be green. And I'll go ahead, I'll just do this top row real quickly. So there's A, and then the B chromosomes, right, will be red. And we'll just go across the top. Right, just like that. So A are all the green ones, B are all the red ones. So I'm going to do that for the dad here. And then we will, I'm going to pause the video so we can all color this. And then you can pause it so that you can color it. And then when you're finished coloring the father, turn your, or restart this video. So we're going to pause it just for a second so we can finish coloring in the father's genotype. Okay, so we're back and I have finished coloring in, missed them a little bit, the father, my father's chromosomes here, right? And we know A, right, came from grandfather, and then B came from grandmother. So, right, mom, she can only give an X chromosome. dad, he can give either an X or a Y. Because this is your father, he had to give a Y, right? X and Y makes a male. So that's how we got our sex chromosomes. I'm basically going to do this exact same thing for the mother, right? My mom, using chromosomes C and D, right? Maternal grandfather and grandmother. So C is yellow. So just like before, basically all the chromosomes on the left, right, that are labeled C are going to be yellow. And again, I'll just go through this top row, right? So those are all yellow. And then D, right, the grandmother, those are all blue. So right next to it will be all of my blue chromosomes. Again, got to get both homologous chromosomes colored. There we go. So once again, I'm just going to pause for a second so that we can go through and color the mother's chromosome karyotype here. So pause this when you're ready and then unpause it when you are ready to move on. And then we'll take a look at step 4. So we're going to pause for just a second so that we can color this karyotype. Okay, so I am finished coloring the mother's chromosomes, C and D, right, which she got from her parents, which are my grandparents. So step 4, we're getting there. So we need to figure out what your chromosomes should look like. You inherited 23 unreplicated chromosomes randomly picked from each pair of chromosome from your dad's sperm, which means some are going to be colored A and some are going to be colored B. You also inherited 23 unreplicated chromosomes randomly picked from each pair of chromosomes from your mother's egg, which means some are going to be colored C and some are going to be colored D. So this is where our coin comes in. So we are going to flip a coin 22 times. If it's heads, we're going to fill in color A for that chromosome. If it's tails, we'll fill in color B. And then in the box, draw and color in an X to match your dad's X if you're a girl. If you're a guy, draw and color in the Y to match your dad's Y. So I'm going to start with that one because basically what that means is, right, dad, he basically determines the sex of the offspring because dad, he can pass along an X or a Y. Right, mom, she can only give an X chromosome, right? That's all she has. So my father, because I am a female, he had to give me that X chromosome. So I'm basically just going to draw, right, a red X. But if I was a male, then I would have colored in a green Y chromosome. But I am not. I am female. So I colored in a red X, okay, or the red chromosome. That's basically what these instructions down here are saying as far as the sex chromosomes go. If that was too confusing, please let me know. But basically, if you are a female, you will color your red X. If you are a male, you will color in your green Y chromosome, okay? So let's take a look at our autosomes. So we're going to flip a coin 22 times, or if you want to use your cell phone, right, I can say, hey Siri, flip a coin. Whatever. I have an actual coin, so I'm going to flip it, and it landed heads. So if it's heads, I'm going to fill in color A, which is green. So I just flipped for chromosome 1. So chromosome 1 is green because I flipped heads. All right, I'm going to flip now for chromosome 2. This time I got tails, right? And so if it's tails, I'll do color B. So that's red. All right. Flip again for chromosome 3. Oops, heads. Let's do this. If it's heads, it's going to be color A. Tails, color B, because I'm going to keep getting confused. So there we go. All right, I'm going to flip for chromosome 4. Tails. Go. So far, this is pretty even. Flipping again. Heads. Chromosome 5. fix that one. All right, flipping for chromosome 6 now. Ooh, heads again. So that's red. All right, chromosome 7. Heads. All right, we're getting a little bit more heads than tails now. All right, flip again. Heads again. All right. Flip again. Oh, it fell on the floor. Hang on, let me find it. It was tails. Okay, I had to go fetch it off the floor, but it was tails. There we go. Flipping again. And tails again. So I'm just going down the line, flipping the coin. If it's heads, I'm coloring. Oh, I picked the wrong color. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Tails, I'm just going to stick with what it has here. Tails is B. I mean, you know, I'm always making mistakes. It figures that I would make a mistake this far in. I was doing such a good job. Oh, that one landed on its side. Oh, well. All right, tails. It's going to be green. I'm just going to keep going, right? Keep going. About halfway there. And heads again. There we go. All right, tails. It's green. It's almost looking kind of Christmassy. I did not do that on purpose. I just picked 2 colors. Tails again. There we go. All right. Chromosome 17, tails again. Look at that. See, now we're getting more green than red. And tails again. Maybe I need to flip better. Yeah, I think I'm doing fine. I'm keeping everything else constant, you know. Definitely got more green now. Ooh, now I got a heads. Look at that. Ha 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 ha. All right. Oop, heads again. See, I started complaining and the universe said, here you go. Let's mix it up for you. And last but not least, tails. All right, there we go. So I did actually make a mistake and it's perfectly fine. This will still work. But, all right, so every time I flipped, I colored in my little chromosomes for the sperm, right, from dad. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the egg from mom, right, sex chromosomes. If it's heads, I'm going to fill in color C, which is yellow. If it's tails, I'm going to fill in color D, which is blue. So I'm going to, and it doesn't matter what the sex chromosome is, right? It's going to be an X, but we really don't know if it's, is it the X that you got from your maternal grandmother or from your maternal grandfather? So you will have to flip 23 times for that X chromosome. So I'm going to start with number 1. Look at that, starting off with tails. So chromosome number 1 is blue. And then chromosome 22 is head, or that's yellow. All right, oops, okay, dropped it again, but it was heads. All right, picked it up off the floor. It's heads. That's yellow. Gonna try to not make any more mistakes. All right, heads again. Okay, and I'm gonna keep flipping for chromosomes. Look at that, I got tails now. All right, let's see how this keeps going. Heads again. It's yellow. I'm using the same coin. Right. Make sure this works out right. Ooh. Okay, heads again. That was a weird flip, but it counts because I flipped it. All right, flipping it again. Heads again. Ooh, a lot of yellow. Okay, oh, dropped it again. And it's tails. Man, maybe I should drop it. Yeah, I'm counting it. If I dropped it, it counts. All right, I ain't got time to flip coins all day long. Okay, I did drop that one. Okay, tails again. Look at that. All right. Chromosome 12. Ooh, that one landed in the crease. Let's do it again. Heads. All right, flipping it again. Ooh, landed in the crease of the notebook. Let's do it again. Tails. All right, so you get a little bit more blue in there. All right. Okay, that was a bad flip. I'm not going to count that. tails. Blue. Next chromosome, tails again. All right. And heads. There we go. Tails. It's blue. I'm just double checking myself, right? Making mistakes. Don't want too many of them. Tails, blue. All right. Almost to the end. Heads, yellow. Chromosome 20 is going to be blue. Heads again. Oops, almost grabbed the wrong color. There we go. Heads again. All right, so now I'm down to my 23rd pair, which has to be an X because it's the egg, which comes from mom. But I do have to flip to see which X chromosome. And it's gonna be tails. Look at that. Perfect. So now I have the sperm from dad, the egg from mom. That is it for this first part of our karyotype, our colorful karyotype activity. If you have any questions or concerns, please be sure to let me know. Okay? See you next time.